new body cam footage of Alex Murdaugh is now out. Let's break it down.
Central 717 scene is secure. Got a Whiskey Fox, Whiskey Mike, both gunshot wounds to the head.
Sir, I want to let you know because of the scene, I did go get a gun and bring it down here.
It's in your vehicle?
So who am I? My name's Tyler McCoy, also known as K9 Arlo. Why? Because my dog, K9 Arlo, is a medically retired police K9. He was my K9 back in the day before he got shot twice in the line of duty. Now, what do we do now? Well, we've gained a lot of social media since then, and we like to bring positivity. But recently, we've actually really liked breaking down these trials as they go. The last 2 weeks and now next week, we've been invited down to Court TV with the one and only Julie Grant. And we've been able to have a 30-minute slot and been able to kind of help break down things out. It's been great. It's been fun, and I'm having a great time doing it. So I'm throwing it out here and see how we can do it. So why me? Well, no one else is doing it in the law enforcement. Let's break this down. Let's see what we're looking at when we're talking to him and what is he saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the video. We're going to be watching the body cam footage together and kind of seeing what I see and why it's pretty important for the case. If you guys have any questions or anything else you want to see down below, make sure you comment down below. I really appreciate you watching this and giving this a thumbs up. So this video is actually dumbed down a little bit. It's a 39-minute video, and this is about 8 minutes. I don't want to keep you guys that long, but we're gonna look at some key things that Alex says or does that, you know, as a law enforcement officer that I'd be looking to, and what they're gonna probably be looking to later on. So we're gonna start out with the officers coming out after finding his wife and his son Paul. Remember, this happened in 2021. This is a 1,700-acre farm. They have gun ranges, they have dog kennels, they have so much going on. So let's get this started. So law enforcement is just coming out from the back. The bodies were found near the dog kennels. Obviously, the officers just let them relay the information that both subjects were deceased and that they both had gunshot wounds to the head. By the dog kennels, you can hear it in the background, which actually in the next video we'll go into why it's so important about the dog kennels.
Sir, I want to let you know because of the scene, I did go get a gun and bring it down here.
It's in your vehicle? Do you have any guns on you at all?
No, sir. It's leaning up against the side of my car.
Okay. You're fine, man. You're fine. Turn around for me.
I don't have any guns.
Okay. Yes, sir. I see that. Okay.
So a couple things I'm looking at, and I know I haven't stopped, I'm going to kind of go back a little bit, is the fact later on we learn that he was actually gone for a while, and he had brought out a gun. Now, why is he bringing out a gun? Obviously, because something happened and it's scary, and he doesn't know, supposedly somebody's around, or is it a tactic to kind of use to kind of dismiss officers, right, or investigators later on? I'm going to put a gun out and kind of show them I was using this gun. I didn't know about these other guns. That actually the guns used in the murder were missing. He has hundreds of guns, but those two specifically were missing and are actually linked back to Alex and people on the property. The guns that were actually used in the murder were weapons that were shot on at the firing range at the house of Alex Murdaugh. They found old shells that were weathered that matched the same shells as used. A couple things I'm looking at. He's clean, right? 100% clean. He has no sweat. I'm looking at sweat stains underneath his armpits because it's they're out where it's probably pretty warm. It's in the summertime. He's dirty. It looks like he just put on fresh clothes. Is kind of where I'm going. But we'll continue.
No, sir. It's leaning up against the side of my car.
Okay. You're fine, man. You're fine. Turn around for me.
I don't have any guns.
Okay. Yes, sir. I see that. Okay. This is your wife and son?
And son.
Okay.
It's bad.
I'll say I don't know how Alex usually acts in distress, It almost seems a little
This
bit
is the firearm
forced
you brought
here.
from inside the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I went and got. This is a long story. My son was in a boat wreck a few months back. He's been getting threats. Most of it's been benign stuff we didn't take serious.
Okay.
You know, he's been getting like punched.
So he's already creating a story where there may be another suspect, right? So now he's immediately going to, my son's been getting death threats because his son was involved in a boating accident where a female did pass away just a few months before. So he's already putting that in their brain, saying, hey, it's somebody else, it's not me. He's using that tactic to kind of get that in right away, using a plot.
I know that's somebody. I know that's what it is.
Okay.
He knows. How do you know?
When did you get home? Right when you called, or did you go to the house first? Where is the house?
I came to the house first. My mom has late stages Alzheimer's, and my dad is in the hospital.
Okay.
I left. I don't know what time. I can go back on my phone and tell you the exact times. Did you check?
Okay.
So he's already. This will come be important later on as well, because the time on investigators. Once investigators get there, they're trying to figure out a time on when he was there and when he left. It becomes important because that gets pretty fuzzy in the trial of when he was actually there, when he actually left, when he came back, and there was different stories told by other people that were there. And here he's very bland about it. He's very open to it, so he hasn't gave us for sure time or even a time frame because he doesn't want to. He wants to wait. He wants to plan it out. He'll later on give an exact time later on.
Did I check what?
Did you check them?
We got medical guys that are that's what they're gonna do. Okay.
What are they doing? Can they hurry?
They are. Yes, sir. That gentleman that was out here already, he's one of the battalion chiefs. Okay. How did you pull up? You from back there?
I went to the house and they weren't home, which was odd. I tried to call.
Okay.
And then I knew they had been down here before I left to go to my mom's.
Okay.
And so that is
important again. He checks the house. 1,700 acre farm. It's huge. He checks the house. They're not there. Very odd. Obviously, your wife, your son are missing, but somehow he knew they were down here already beforehand. So he's already putting himself on that same site beforehand.
You might want to unload it, but
Is this the only firearm with you? This is the only one, or is there any more in the truck?
I believe that's it.
You think that's the only one? Okay.
I'm 99%.
Do you normally
certain that's
have
right.
any other firearms in your vehicle?
I don't, but
Okay.
occasionally there's a pistol in there.
Okay.
It's not abnormal for people of the South to have firearms like this just in their truck. Even when I lived in a small town here in Washington, we always had firearms in our truck. Good by the officer taking the gun right away. It could be huge in the case. Don't know if it's involved or not. So that's where the bodies were. It's blurred out. Fairly close, right? We're all looking at body language as well, how he's talking to police officers. I'm not a...
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
Randy. Where are you now? All right. Yeah, the police are here now. The police are here now.
Affirmative.
That's my brother.
Okay. When was the last time you were here with them, or talked to them, or anything like that?
He's thinking. He's trying to stall time. So he puts his shirt over his face to build time to think. I'm putting it over. I'm thinking. What should I say? Don't mess this up.
It was earlier tonight.
He's not going to give an exact
I
time.
don't know the exact time, but
Okay.
I left. I was probably gone an hour and a half from my mom's, and I saw them about 45 minutes before that.
Okay.
I rode around with Paul for 2 hours this afternoon in the pickup truck.
That's your son, Paul? Okay.
Somebody going to check them?
Yes, sir. They've already checked them.
They did check them?
Yes, sir.
It's official that they're dead?
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
I'm sorry.
No. You're fine. Just,
I'm very sorry. Gotta call her parents.
what's her name?
Her name is Maggie Murdaugh. Margaret Brandstetter Murdaugh. How you doing?
What's her birthday?
9/15/68.
Okay. And what's your son's first name? You said Paul?
Paul Terry Murdaugh.
And what's his birthday?
Jason, do you have anybody
4.
coming through town that could stop and pick up that tent? I see lighting off in the distance.
What are they covering them up?
I got some getting dressed now, Sheriff. I'll have somebody stop and grab it.
Tell them they don't have to do that. They don't need to. Preserve what we can.
653. Where's it at? I'm in town.
You see how he just kind of stops? I don't,
What's Paul's birthday?
and he's thinking a lot about his answers and how he's going to answer them.
April 14th, 1999, sir.
Put it up as wide as you can. That's fine. You said 99?
Sir?
He was born in 99?
He's born April 14th, 1999.
Okay. What's your first name, sir?
My name is Alex Richard Alexander Murdaugh.
Richard Alexander Murdaugh?
You familiar with the location?
No. Hey, Cody, come around the truck and then go to the building. Come
Trying to
around the
preserve
truck.
everything they can, which they should be, because they don't know how far this crime scene could be.
There's a set of footprints behind the trailer there too.
Okay.
That's all the kind of stuff I stay around this whole year, so we can step over anything.
The EMTs are letting them know how they walked, so they know which footprints are which. This is why body cam is so important, because instead of being able to describe it on a piece of paper as a law enforcement officer, as I write this report, I'm trying to describe everything. This actually shows how Alex's demeanor is, what he says exactly, and how he says it is very important in the case. And it's actually kind of hard to describe that in a report, especially 2 years later to a jury.
I see quite a few tire tracks in here. Were any of these you going in and out?
No, I came in here and I left one time and I came back.
Okay.
But the rest of them, maybe
Okay.
from earlier, but
Okay.
only 2 are mine.
Did you go out this way at all?
No.
So big stuff, right? This is new footage that's just coming out. And it really shows a lot of things. If you haven't watched anything of this trial, this is Alex Murdaugh. He's being tried for murdering his wife and his son back in 2021 at his estate, which is 1,700-acre farm. And there's a lot of stuff going on. And I wanted to break this footage down. If you want to see more of kind of the entirety of the trial, I'd love to do it. I'm just trying this out, something new. And if you do enjoy it, or if you do want to know more, please ask some comments down below of what you want to see and kind of how to explain it. Again, I'm trying my best. This is new for me. Trying to explain things how I see them is sometimes difficult because it's in front of a camera instead of actually doing it. And we appreciate you guys. Again, if you like it, hit the big like button, and we'll see you next time with the second interview that he had inside a car, and we'll review that as well. Thanks, and have a great night.